Hey guys, how's it going? Connor here. I want to analyze XBIT. Reason being is there was a lot of people that traded it that I talked to. Some of you may have missed the move, some of you may have capitalized on the move, and if you made some money on it, that's awesome and very good for you. For those of you who had missed it or just didn't have time to trade that day or whatnot, I want to go over the stock and show you a possible entry point on the stock that could have gave you about 16% in profit really quick. Within actually within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 minutes, you would have made 16% in profit. So I have no moving averages on my chart here. And the reason I'm doing that is just so I can draw some trend line patterns for you guys. With all my moving averages on there, it would get a little bit hectic, and I think that it would be a little bit harder to follow and understand. So we're just going to basically look at simple patterns here that could have given you the key entry point for this stock. Now, something to notice is that the stock was trading really high at about $9.77, and then it gapped down to $2.77. So a huge gap down. That's why I would have personally been, looking at the stock. And then going into the trading day, I always look at pre-market. Is this thing trading on high volume? If so, how high? Next, I always look to see is it trading, up high on percent? Has it made big moves? Is it up 5, 10, 20% pre-market? If so, phenomenal. Well, this stock only met one of those indicators, which was the fact it was up 18% pre-market. So it wasn't trading on high volume, but it was up 18%. So at that point, I would like to keep it on my watch list and keep a close eye on it. As we move into the trading day, I tend to not trade right as the bell opens because it's so volatile. You never know exactly what's going to happen. You see this big green bar, you could be like, oh man, this thing's going to skyrocket. Well, look it went up and then it just completely traded downwards, and it just dropped off. But I mean, you could have traded it for the break above the pre-market high. And if you did that, or right here, if you did that, you would have moved up about 8% on that bar, and if you held to the next candle, you would have just basically lost it all, and then you would have been stopped out. So I like to wait and let the stocks play out a little bit, and this is where it gets interesting. Um, Once you have your two, if you follow my cursor, you have your one, then you have two of your low points, and now you have a trend line on the bottom. Now you have an upwards trend. Second, I like to trade intraday breakouts. Going from that, this was your first high of day. Just always follow my cursor and look at my trend line. You should be able to follow along. So the second line I draw was my trend line. Stock breaks above right here of its intraday high. It doesn't sustain the move and it gets sold down. Again, I may have taken the trade right there and then it would have been stopped out. So next we look for, is the stock still trending upward? So it breaks down. All right, now we're moving back up. Now my next trend line would have been right here. And you notice that, is the stock going to break above its intraday high? It does. This would be my entry point. Then you move up here and you would end up getting about a 16 to 20% move in about 7 minutes. So what I want you to carry away from this is, I like to trade, and you just have to figure out what works best for you. But I like to trade breakout patterns. They're really simple, and as you can see, if you traded this breakout, you would have moved up 16, 17, 18, 20% in about 7 minutes. You know, that's phenomenal. I mean, if you think about it, most 401ks or retirement plans earn about 10% 10% return in a year, and you're making that in 7 minutes. So trading can be very, very profitable. You just have to be able to spot it and know exactly what you're doing. And so you always want to go into a trade with a game plan. You always need to know what your entry point is, and you always got to have an exit point. So you're not getting caught, losing too much. You're not getting caught in the downtrend. So if you notice, we have our two low points. Now we have a trend line. Now we have a top, a trend line of the breakout. And what's starting to form is an ascending triangle. Ascending triangles are basically bullish patterns. And so what you're looking for is, a stock, when it's inside the triangle, is it going to sell and break above the triangle, or is it going to sell off and break below the support line? And if it does, now you're in a downtrend. But if it continues to go up and then it breaks through it here, that's your buy point. Simple as that. You have this ascending triangle, and as a stock, when it's trading inside the triangle, on its low you can buy, and then when it gets close to the line you can buy or sell, then it sells off, touches the trend line, you can buy. Then when it comes close to the breakout, you could hold and wait for the breakout, and then you get it. Or if you do what I do, or you like to trade the way I trade, is I basically would just wait until the stock breaks out of the triangle, and then I would buy in and take the move up until I start seeing some sell off, maybe by reading the level 2, and then I get out of the trade. If you wanted to dip buy this, you can easily dip buy it by noticing that the support on the dip tends to happen where the breakout started. So, right, this was the real breakout on the stock. And now, if you notice, the support becomes that breakout. So, you get this sell off, touches support, and then it just bounces around right above support. And then it starts uptrending. You could buy in right here and move up, and your resistance level would be where the next sell-off point was. If it broke through this resistance, if it broke through that resistance, my next line of resistance would have been right there about the $5.40 range, which was its initial sell-off from the peak. So there's just a couple patterns you guys can look for. I really hope that helps. So I like to trade breakouts, always find out what works best for you, and I hope that makes sense to a lot of you guys. I've always been making videos on different stocks, and maybe after a few of them, it'll start kind of to pop out at you in real time. So if you haven't already, you should join TechBud Solutions group on Facebook. It's a really good platform to be a part of. Tons of people in there trading, a lot of beginners, even people who've been trading for a while. We're all there to help everyone improve their trading skills. And if you'd like, you can send me a friend request on Facebook. My link to my page is down in the description. I'm always posting stuff about stocks, so it's just good to be in the middle of all the exposure so you know what's going on in the market world. With that being said, I hope you guys liked the video and happy trading.